Here in the Central Valley, we are so lucky to be surrounded by communities full of caring and compassionate people. People who work every day to make their cities better places to live. These are the true heroes of the Central Valley. And here at KC24 and Central Valley Today, Heroes Matter, which is why we're honoring those heroes every month with our Heroes Matter contest. And joining us now is Lindsay Kuzmitsky. She is a nominee. We're a couple of months behind. So she's our May nominee for the Heroes Matter contest. And as I was reading the nomination, let me just read the nomination because I was a little surprised. So this is from Alan, who nominated you. On March 7th last year, a house caught fire. Lindsay, driving by, stopped to make sure everyone was out. I wasn't home, but my wife was, and she was asleep. It was 6:30 in the morning. Due to her persistence, she was able to awaken my wife, who couldn't understand why it was so foggy in our home. She insisted, and I'm sure my wife was already breathing in smoke and would never have woken up on her own.
That's true, yeah.
So you drove by a house fire and went and got these people out of the house?
Yeah, well, they're my neighbors.
Oh, okay.
And my husband was driving, and I was in the passenger car, and because of the smoke being in such close proximity to our own home, there's that oh my gosh moment. And because it's a little rural, we did think maybe it was just like somebody
burning leaves or something like that. Yeah.
So we did have that thought, but it was pretty thick, and it was a large column of smoke. So we were a little, waiting, and there was a truck coming in the opposite direction, and they were going to meet that column of smoke before we were. So I said to my husband, if he stops and turns around, then we'll know it is a house fire, and we'll know it's not just. So he did. He turned around, he stopped, and he turned around, and it's our neighborhood, so we knew. It was a little bit weird how you get into it, but we went over there, and we saw the entire garage, the flames coming out, and my husband said, I'm gonna call 911, and I said, well, I'm gonna go and check and see if anybody needs any help getting out. So that's.
Oh my God, I have like chills right now. I'm so scared were you scared?
At first, I was just concentrating on, there was a car parked out in front, and I thought, so early in the morning, it's a Saturday, and I thought, the odds of somebody being in there are pretty high. But it was very loud. The fire was loud. I had my son with me at the time, and I said to him, even though you had the sound of the fire, it was really quiet otherwise, because it's early in the morning. There's no traffic out on the road. And what initially struck me was that there were no smoke detectors. There was nothing going on inside the home. So I had more of an incentive that if there are people in the home, they might not know that their house is on fire, even though it seemed odd to think that they wouldn't. But yeah, it was just, that car really struck me. It told me that for whatever reason, even though everything else, the sound, the smoke would tell you, well, of course nobody would be in there with a fire, but that car just struck, it stood out to me. And yeah, I just ran back and forth in front of the house yelling. And apparently she normally wears hearing aids, which she didn't have in because she was sleeping, so she couldn't hear what we heard, which was all of the spray paint cans in their garage were popping. And so in our minds, we're thinking there's no way anybody could sleep through that.
Right, but something was telling you there's somebody inside.
Somebody in there. We have to.
So how does she wake up?
Well, she wakes up because she can hear me screaming, and she comes to the door, and it's just it was the most surreal thing, because she comes to the door, and we're banging on the door, and she says to me outside, safe, hello, can I help you? Now, she was suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning, so she's not in her right mind.
Right.
And so, you have to come out, your house is on fire, you've got to get out of there. And she goes, my house is on fire? It's like, yes. And she has these double door front doors, and they were bolted up top and bottom. So just trying to get the door open would have been impossible for me, because it was just too well built of a door.
You know, you build really good neighborhoods and really good communities when you watch out for people. When you know that, that car usually isn't here, or that car is here, or there's usually people in the house. And so I think that that's how you build really strong communities, when you've got people who live next to each other looking out for each other. And that's why you're not only our nominee, you are our May Hero of the Month. So Fiesta Auto Insurance is here. They've got a big old check for you. So congratulations, Lindsay.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Did you know?
No,
You
I
didn't
don't know anything. I don't know anything.
So usually I always think that people can tell because I don't feel like we're secretive enough. But thank you guys. So we've got a couple of agents here from Fiesta Auto Insurance. Anything that you want to say?
Honestly, the story just touched us. You know, the fact that you didn't give up, that you were there,
yeah.
and that you felt it. That's
Really, it's just the feeling.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. You're thinking all of these logical thoughts of, there can't be anybody in there with all that smoke and the sound, but there was something inside of me telling me that there was, and you can't give up.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's God. It was all God that just led me to it and just gave me the persistence. Because otherwise, yeah, you're afraid. You're
Yeah.
afraid when you have that sound and the fire, and you don't know, something could explode. You don't know, and you just have to keep going and trusting that voice that's telling you to keep going.
Well, I think the
appreciate
fact that you are a really good neighbor really speaks to what the contest is all about. It's
Yeah.
about local
You're a
heroes.
hero.
And you're a hero just for being a good neighbor. Lindsay, congratulations. Thank you, Fiesta Auto
you, guys.
Insurance.
Thanks so much.
I
You're now a
appreciate
little
it.
bit
Thank
richer
you.
You're
just,
welcome.
just for being a good neighbor. Okay, we will have all the information. If you know of a hero in your community, nominate them. Just go to yourcentralvalley.com/contest and you can nominate somebody in your community. Stay right there. We'll be right back with more Central Valley Today.